Hey everybody, it's JoLynn Oblak here from JoLynnOblak.com. I decided to put together a little micro lesson based off some things that I was noticing with people just in the marketplace and struggling with putting together marketing plans. So I came up with the 10 key questions that your marketing plan has to answer if you're going to be successful at all in implementing any of those strategies in it. So we're going to go through those 10 things, and then at the end I'm going to show you something that you can get access to totally free that'll give you a couple of other really important tips so you have some successful marketing planning in your future. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. Part of your marketing plan is really a description, okay, of your company, and that's really one of the first things you have to put together, and it's going to include information on your target market, that you're focusing on for your business, the products and services that you're going to offer, your value proposition that's unique, and of course your mission and vision overall for the company. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is focusing on answering questions related to how your business is assessed. So your marketing plan will include an assessment of your business, and a good way to do this is through what we call a SWOT analysis. And SWOT really creates an overall analysis of your business in terms of 4 key factors. The first factor is the strengths of your business. Okay, the second factor is going to be the weaknesses of your business. The third factor is going to be the opportunities that your business has in the marketplace. And the last factor is going to be any threats that exist in the marketplace to your business. So factor number 3 is really about your marketing goals. Your marketing goals are a subset of business goals, okay? So they outline the specific goals you need to achieve on the marketing side of your business in order to reach those goals on the business side, okay? So business goals drive marketing goals, and in your marketing plan, you're going to be laying out all those tactics. So all of your marketing goals really need to follow a very simple criteria that is also used within creating business goals, and it's called the SMART criteria. So the S stands for specific. So you're going to get very specific about what you're trying to achieve. The M stands for measurable. So every goal you set has to be measurable. It can't be sort of out there in thin air. So if you can't measure it and quantify it, it's not a goal. Okay. A stands for achievable, which means it's got to be a goal that you can actually achieve. And I won't go into the details of what that means, but it just means that you've got to think in terms of quantifying and measuring and proving how you can achieve it. Okay. So R means relevance. So your goal has to actually have some relevance in terms of what you're trying to achieve. And your goal has to be time bound. So it has to be in an XYZ amount of time that you're going to be able to accomplish that. And so you have to lay out all your marketing goals related to these 5 criteria. Okay. So number 4 is how you track your marketing. Okay. No matter how amazing and ambitious your goals are going to sound, if you can't track them, they're really just kind of like, they're not going to be attainable and you're kind of shooting in the dark. And you won't know, and most importantly, you aren't going to know where to really shift your efforts or make changes based on those, based on that data. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about what types of things you can track. Okay, so you can track websites hits. You can track customers, how many customers you attain. You can look at your email opens and your email rate, because that's something that you can get analytics from, and of course, you can certainly track to some degree your leads and your success based on your social media marketing. And of course, there is a good old advertising, and there's metrics that you're going to have laid out for that. So you have to identify your metrics and talk about how you're going to be able to track them. Okay. So number 5, really one of the most important, I mean, every part of your marketing plan is important, but this is a very important part of it, and we really spend a lot of time, I see a lot of people focusing on the promotion, but there's really 4 key P's, 4 pillars for your plan, and the first one is focusing on your product. The 4 P's are product, price, place, and promotion. Okay, and you can use the 4 P's to take one marketing objective and create a very specific roadmap with actual tactics. And once you implement those tactics, you have to attain your business goal. So your marketing plan feeds into your business plan, feeds into your marketing plan feeds into your marketing tactics. And when those tactics are implemented, you should be able to prove that your goals can be attained through those actions. Okay. So number 6, what initiatives do you plan to complete? So from a quarterly perspective, you need to really lay out what are the marketing initiatives that you hope to achieve within that year. So you're going to focus on your goals, specific activities, the resources you need to actually implement those activities. So those are really, really important. So that's number 6. When we talk about resources, you want to list very specifically, you want to go into detail about what's needed to implement your main marketing initiative. So whether it's extra staffing, whether it's, XYZ dollars into advertising, whatever it is that you need for resources, you need to really lay that out. Okay. And then you need to talk about how those goals can actually be achieved. So you got to lay that out really specifically. So the other element is that what are the challenges? What are the things that you're anticipating you're going to run into that could be potential roadblocks to actually attaining those goals? So you actually sort of have to sit there and go, okay, these are my goals, and these are the potential things down the road that I might run into in terms of implementing them. The more you document that and strategize and kind of theorize about what you might run into, you can actually be really a lot more confident about how to handle those kind of roadblocks when they come up. So being aware of them means, you're pre-planning, which is great. That's what it's all about. So number 8 is talking about your budget, marketing budget. This is really important. As a general guideline, your marketing budget should be between 1% and 10% of any sales that you project. Obviously, when you're starting out, your marketing budget will be whatever you can really afford, okay? And a lot of us are in that situation. But if you're in a new business, you should expect to spend closer to 10% than the 1% on marketing. And you may even have a reason and justify for spending more than that. But you just should be able to think about it in terms of 1% to 10% of what you're bringing in sales, knowing that initially you're kind of not going to have as much in your pocket to get started. So you got to be more creative in that respect. Okay. So current and fixed revenues and costs are things you're going to need to be able to track. And you're going to have to establish a budget for each part of the marketing mix. So we'll talk about the marketing mix coming up, but very important that you talk about revenue and expenses and how that plays into your overall marketing mix. So number 9 is, what are your ongoing activities? So you need to it's very important that you don't forget to consider your ongoing marketing activities that run throughout the year. And these activities still need to be planned, budgeted, and tracked. So things that are ongoing, like email, other things you might be doing that are going to be on a regular basis is content marketing through blogging. And of course, any efforts you're going to make in terms of social media marketing. We also mentioned before, advertising, it could be part of your plan as well, but you need to make sure that you're documenting all of those costs throughout the year. Okay, so number 10 is your executive summary. And it's a summary of the entire plan and also some very basic important points. So at the top of your marketing plan, there should be a spot for your executive summary. And this is a summary of your entire marketing plan. So it's really sort of 1 or 2 paragraphs that summarize everything. It spells out the basics and the sections of your plan. We'll go into more detail of it, but you're going to kind of highlight that in the executive summary. The executive summary should be short and concise, and it shouldn't be a very detailed, not a lot of minutia, right? Because your plan's going to go into more detail. And the important thing is that the reader needs to be able to look at that executive summary and get a glance of the whole plan in just one megabyte right there. Okay, so it's at a glance type of thing. Although the executive summary goes at the top of your plan, I always recommend, and everyone pretty much recommends, that it should be the last thing that you write, because it's much easier to write a summary of what you've already written in a plan than what you're planning to write. So I tell people, do this last. It's actually a really great exercise to go through your whole plan and try to summarize it after the fact. You're going to be more challenged to do it in front if you do it in the beginning. Okay. So remember your sections, your plan basics. Remember that you need to be short and concise with everything that you're talking about in that section. And if you want to find out more, and if you want to get a little more in depth with marketing planning and you need some more help, I've got a free guide that you can download that goes into the 3 keys of really making a successful and profitable marketing plan. So I'm going to go into really 3 important facts that you need to learn more about just to get started with your planning. And once you get involved with, once you get on my list and get access to this freebie and an infographic that I put together for you, you're going to get more tips as we go along. On how to develop your marketing plan. You know, I'll give you some cheat sheets and some checklists so that you can be a little more confident in what you're putting together. And of course, the whole point is that your marketing planning process is as simple as possible, but that you come out with a plan that's really implementable, successful, and ultimately profitable. So thank you for your time. This was a really quick micro lesson. If you have questions, comment below because I'd be happy to answer them. Go to the website, www.jolynnoblak.com/3 keys, and you'll get instant access to my Marketing Solutionista guide. All right, thank you so much for your time and happy marketing.